Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece, encourages emotional resilience and value-based living. But not everyone finds this philosophy appealing. Stoicism, at its core, is about finding peace in the acceptance of what we can and cannot control, and focusing on improving our internal virtues. It urges us to moderate our emotional reactions, practice self-discipline, and embrace a simple, straightforward approach to life's complexities. While these principles can provide a sturdy foundation for a fulfilled life, they might not resonate with everyone. Some individuals, whether they're highly emotional, impulsive, seeking external validation, skeptical of self-control, or prefer complex solutions, might find these teachings challenging or even irritating. It's essential to remember, however, that these are broad strokes. Stoicism, like any philosophy, can be interpreted and applied differently to suit individual needs. Now let's delve into why some personalities might struggle with this philosophical approach. First off, we have the highly emotional personalities. These individuals thrive on emotional expression and may find Stoicism's emotional restraint challenging. Let's take a look at our fictional character. Let's call her Ella. Ella is a passionate artist. Her emotions are her muse. They fuel her creativity. She values emotional expression and believes in fully experiencing her emotions. Now introduce Ella to Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes emotional regulation and restraint. To Ella, this might seem cold, even dismissive. She might argue, isn't it human to feel, to express, to experience our emotions in their rawest form? Indeed it is. But Stoicism doesn't ask us to suppress our emotions. Rather, it teaches us not to be enslaved by them, to understand them, to acknowledge them but not let them dictate our actions. So, for the highly emotional, Stoicism might seem more like a straitjacket than a tool for emotional resilience. Then we have the impulsive personalities. Known for acting on a whim, these individuals might find Stoicism's call for self-discipline and patience somewhat irritating. Picture this: our friend Alex, a spontaneous adventurer, lives for the thrill of the moment, often diving headfirst into situations without much forethought. Alex's life is a rollercoaster ride, full of ups and downs, twists and turns. Now, introduce Stoicism to Alex with its virtues of self-discipline and patience, and you might see some resistance. Stoicism, after all, encourages us to think before we act, to consider the long-term consequences of our actions. It calls for us to master our impulses, to not be slaves to them. For Alex and others like him, this may seem like a complete reversal of their natural tendencies. They might view Stoicism as a killjoy, stripping the spontaneity from life. For the impulsive, Stoicism might seem more like a roadblock than a path to long-term contentment. Lastly, we have those seeking external validation. They might find Stoicism's focus on internal virtues and indifference to external opinions challenging. Picture someone like our friend John. John's self-worth is heavily tied to how others perceive him, his social status, and his material success. So you can see how Stoic principles might be a tough pill to swallow for him. Stoicism teaches us to value our own judgment above the judgment of others, to focus on our internal virtues rather than external validation. It tells us that our worth lies within us, not in the opinions of others. For John, this might feel like pulling the rug out from under his feet. Suddenly, the things he values most are deemed insignificant by Stoic philosophy. For the validation seekers, Stoicism might seem more like a threat to their self-worth than a path to genuine self-esteem. Now that we've examined these personality types, it's time to reflect on your own personality and its relationship with Stoic principles. Consider your traits, your values, your reactions. Do you find yourself resonating with the emotional expressiveness, the impulsive decisions, or the constant search for external validation? Or perhaps, are you skeptical about the extent of self-control, or do you prefer complex solutions to life's problems? It's okay if you see yourself in these descriptions. After all, each of us is a unique blend of characteristics, traits, and experiences. What's crucial is to understand how these aspects of your personality might align or clash with the tenets of Stoicism. Appreciate the differences, explore the friction. It's in this exploration that you might discover a new perspective or a different way to approach life's challenges. Remember, the goal isn't to change who you are, but to understand how different philosophies might resonate or clash with your unique personality. And who knows, you might find that Stoicism has more to offer than you initially thought.